RIF Detroit.
Let's get on to Dr. Kalata, who is warning us against the dangers of thongs. The medical dangers of thongs.
Oh, that's a nice little tune.
The thong song. It's the thong song. Dr. Kalata's pretty serious about this, I guess, so
I know.
try to keep it together here. Morning, Dr. Kalata.
Yes,
How you doing? It's Drew and Mike.
good to meet you.
Good to meet you. Hey, it's about time somebody came out about these thongs, because I've really been thinking the same thing for many years, and I was, well, not intrigued, but I was, I guess, pleased to read this story.
What were you pleased about it?
Well, just that somebody has pointed out that this piece of cloth is in an area that, you just don't
highly
expect
suspect.
clothes to be in. And
Very true.
I was just surprised that this article of clothing ever really came into being in the first place.
That's a good point.
I have a hard time believing that you would think that way.
Well, because
you
I
would find
think-
it very enticing.
Oh, no, I think it's really nice to see hopefully the person that's wearing a thong has a beautiful rear end and everybody gets to see it, and that's all good and well, but I guess I'd prefer it without that piece of cloth going through their butt crack.
Yeah. Might as well just have them with a bare butt anyway.
But I think you'll have to go to other parts of the country for that.
Yeah. But you know, the problem is, I think, is that some women wear them that should never wear them. And the other thing is it seems that women that do wear them, right away you end up thinking like, oh, well, that must be a stripper, or that must be a pro.
I don't think Dr. Kalata is here to speculate on that, Mr. Clark.
Well,
All right.
But you have really nailed it down, that the possibility of transferring E. coli from that area to another area would be the most serious problem from a health standpoint.
From that standpoint, but more what would be the problem with that is just that it's so tight and rubbing, it can introduce bacteria that's already there
no idea.
into the urethra.
Mm-hmm.
Just the mechanical friction of it.
Right, and then everyone involved with that person is also in trouble, as is she. That's going to be a problem.
No, it's not something that you can transmit back and forth.
Oh, it's not?
Everybody's got their own flora.
Oh, well, then that's her problem.
oh, is that right? Oh.
Yes.
So,
So even you, who doesn't, I hope, wear a thong bathing suit.
No,
Never.
I don't.
never. But these...
Now, how do you know what my ass looks like? I might look really good in a thong bathing suit. I wouldn't make that presumption about you.
Perhaps you should say buttocks.
Buttocks.
Now,
Dr. Kalata?
Yes.
is this the result?
How dare you make that assumption that I wouldn't look good in a thong?
I was making the general assumption that I don't think I'd prefer to see a man in a thong.
You might get off looking at me in a thong.
I tend to agree with the doctor.
Dr. Kalata?
Yes.
You're not going to acknowledge that you might like me in a thong?
No.
I have no idea.
Why do you
She
feel
does
it would,
have her credibility,
do you
know.
feel it would destroy your credibility as a doctor?
Of course. She'll be in front of the board in no time.
So what can I answer for you in the realm of infection?
All right. Now, the
I
transfer...
don't feel that you've successfully answered the previous question, but whatever.
The transfer of E. coli to the other region of the female anatomy, is that the result of what? A seesawing motion?
It actually is just normal anatomy. I don't think the bathing suit is what transfers it from the rectal area to around the urethra. That's just normal state of affairs. But what the bathing suit can do is just rub the area enough that it transfers from the urethra to inside the bladder.
Yeah.
Just the same mechanical activities. I won't say the same mechanical activities as intercourse, but similar mechanisms.
Come on. Mm-hmm.
A similar type of mechanism.
But the cloth moving in a seesawing-like motion could have the same effect of transferring it to that area.
Correct. But
Okay.
it's not. We're not saying that
Okay,
somebody's
man.
got stool coming out and they're moving it all around.
Oh, no. Nobody's saying I hope not. That would be a horrible scenario.
Let's
Right.
clarify
Right.
that.
Yeah.
But of course, I guess the cloth on the, well, this is medical, on the anus and it moving full. awful.
Well, anyway, I'm glad that you come out with this, and I think it's an obvious thing that people really haven't thought about in regards to thongs. They've just kind of taken the world by storm without giving much thought to the medical situation. And we appreciate your piece, Dr. Collada.
What's the reaction to it? To the are you getting any reaction?
I have not heard any.
The thong industry hasn't responded?
No, they haven't.
I would think that they would. That must be.
You're on the cutting edge.
I would think they would come out with a warning against the seesawing of the cloth. You know, if that could cause a problem, or I don't know, some kind of warning, just that this can happen.
I think they're more interested in the reaction from the male population.
Yeah.
The sight of the thong.
Dr. Collada, thanks so much for your time, and we appreciate the information, and I think some valid points being made here.
You're welcome.
Okay. You have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
Bye-bye.
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 Oh, wow.
Dr. Collada being introduced to the concept of seesawing.
Oh, my God.
Oh, really?
Just completely lost it. How many times did you think she was going to hang up? I thought at every turn. There was that disturbing silence. That silence was so loud.
I think she was slightly amused.
Yeah, I think she was too.
Slightly amused.
It's totally
Hey,
great.
listen, it's her fault to some degree to come out with this.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
No, I think she knew she was going to bump into a couple of clowns along the way. She just didn't really know where or when. If you do the interview circuit enough, there's always some numbnut out there who's going to give you a bad time, no matter what you're doing.
So true.
And she knew within a minute. She knew the room.
Yeah, pretty much. Right
so she had to kind of try and chill it out as best she could.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe this is the end. I have to tell you, thongs don't do much for me because all I think about is that cloth and that butt.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I do look at you look at the butt and you go, hey, that's nice and all, but I can't help thinking that cloth has to come out of that butt crack.
And it's got to be basically peeled out. It's peeled out of the crack.
And it seems to me like I don't want it in the washing machine with a lot of other stuff.
Oh, hell no.
No idea.
I mean, that thing is
That'd be dry clean.
Square on the pooper, you know. And what kind of test do you suppose that they did? You know?
I think they pretty well.
We can guess.
Covered this.
All right. We
can guess.
It's a bad look. To me, anymore, the minute I see it, I really do. I think, well, there's a stripper. There's a prostitute.
Drew and Mike.
I was up to my knees in rice patties with guns and Edwards going up against Charlie, slugging it out with him, while like you were back there partying, putting headbands on, doing drugs, listening to the goddamn Beatle album.
101 WRIF. The Riff. On 101 WRIF Detroit.
The reason the music you're hearing right now is on is because it's been requested by the woman who runs this sex toy shop in Alabama, who's about to be put out of business.
Yeah, that baby.
By this new law, no sex toys. In fact, I don't even know why they're selling sex toys. I'm surprised they can. But she apparently requested this music for our call down there. And I don't even know if she's there. Weird thing. She requested this sound effect. And Mark said she even requested I push this button at some point.
Butt plug?
I guess, how would she even know that we had that?
I don't know. Well, we wonder. Real audio?
Real audio? She must listen on real audio,
That's
I guess.
Possible.
Yeah. I guess she wanted to hear it twice.
Butt plug.
So, and she might want it said some more during the interview.
The red ball harness set?
She requested that?
Yeah, it was weird. I don't know. Real
He's wild. He's a wild one.
Well, anyway, we did a Harris poll on it. It said, fascinating story, sex toys banned.
Pleasure.
Yeah, hi, it's Drew and Mike calling on WRIF Radio. We were trying to reach Sherry Williams.
She's not in at the moment. Can I take a message?
Are you guys still in business?
Oh, my God, yes.
Sad a fact.
Because haven't the sex toys been banned in your state?
They passed a law banning them, but since we filed in federal court, I guess
Butt plug.
we're going to get a stay of execution.
Oh, and now everybody's stocking up, are they?
Yeah.
Or when they beat the heck out of those Benoit balls, they got some spares on hand, huh?
I would have thought that, it'd be maybe some creepy dude who would be challenging this, but it's actually some women who run a little boutique that are challenging the sex toy law.
Yep. If you could see our store, it was created by Sherry. It's run by all women, and we did it so women could have a safe, comfortable environment to come into.
Oh, that's
Right.
fantastic.
And you got at home, you probably have just a treasure chest full of, vibrators
Drawers.
and Benoit
I've
balls.
got drawers full.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's absolutely
Tons
hot.
of it.
Anyone that works
Hot
there
as hell.
does.
Everyone
You
does.
probably get an employee discount, and I bet you eat up half the money you make there buying
Oh,
stuff.
I make no money. It all goes to toys.
Yeah, right.
Atta girl.
Let me ask you this, because it's one of those real kind of, I don't know, it just when you hear it, it always rings a little funny. But I know it's big with some guys. But in terms of women, are butt plugs big?
In terms of women,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say we're pretty well split, half and half.
Yeah.
And obviously you like butt plugs because you work there.
Well, of course.
Yeah,
Right.
You know, give me the jumbo.
In fact, you have it in right now, don't you?
Exactly. It's a requirement.
If one isn't in, there's one going in soon. We can pretty well assume
The
that.
first thing that happens is all the employees walk in the door.
Yeah.
You know, bend
Right.
over.
Where's my butt? Who's got my butt plug?
Exactly.
Because when it comes to butt toys and women, there's probably most of the toys probably get directed to other areas of the body. Because butt stuff is bigger with guys,
Butt plug.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Than women.
there's a fascination with the butt.
Yeah, with
Mm-hmm.
the guys. Yeah.
What's your biggest seller there?
Our biggest seller would be the Jackrabbit.
What's that exactly?
Oh my God, it's a phenomenal little toy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got customers going, we've got them, we've got them.
Really? Can you put a customer on?
Sure, would you like to speak with a customer?
Yeah, I think it'd be nice because it gives a feel of someone, an average person in Alabama who needs sex toys.
Okay, hold on one moment,
Thanks.
please.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Oh.
Hey, it's Drew and Mike calling on WRIF Radio, and we were calling to talk about the sex toy ban in your state there. Now, you're shopping at the store, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that
And what
right?
are you looking for, a big-ass butt plug or something?
No, not for nothing like that. But there's excellent marital devices in here that can stimulate your sex life with your wife.
I love how they call them marital devices. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
Even-
that is the proper terminology for
Even though there'd be no place for one of those in my marriage, I tell you that.
Oh, you're a little insecure, are you?
No, I'm not, but my wife does not dig it.
Oh, she does not.
No,
Well,
sir.
Evidently, she's not taken the test drive then.
Nope, nor will she ever.
Yeah, I can tell you this, that me and my wife have had them for 10 years. We have a great...
How'd you
normal-
break the first one to her?
How did I break the first one to her?
Yeah.
Like, close your eyes, baby.
Is that right?
Hey, close your eyes, baby.
Yeah,
Should
yeah.
you do it in an Elvis voice when you do it?
Yeah, we're in Alabama. It was like,
Yeah.
brace yourself, baby.
Yeah. Was it one of those big, huge black things? Those big black
unfortunately,
dongs?
It was a small little white thing.
Oh, I see. Start small, right? Then
Yeah,
work up
it
to
was
the
only
big
8
stuff.
And now, like, she's not even happy with the double donger, right?
That's right.
That's funny.
Eventually, you got to get one with a goddamn gas engine on it, don't you?
You know that
Can you put another customer on? It'd be fun to talk to another one if there's one handy.
there's a couple people here, but they don't want to talk on the radio
Really?
and stuff.
Is there any sexy chicks kind of walking around with a wet spot in the back of their dress
Well,
and
believe
excitement?
One just left here, a good-looking, beautiful woman. She came in here. I'm talking blonde. She was probably, I don't know, what do you think that girl was about? 5'11".
What did she buy?
Yeah, 38 double D. She bought, what did she buy? I don't know.
Double donger?
She bought a jackrabbit. Yeah, she bought a dog.
She bought a butt plug?
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
oh, that bitch.
You guys are into those butt plugs up there, ain't you?
Well, no, we're just trying
Well,
to
I'm
figure
just
out
curious
who it is.
about all the people that use them like yourself.
No, I don't.
But anyway.
I don't need them. Here's this young lady back.
Okay.
You know, we do have the expandable butt plug.
What's that?
Oh,
Is that like...
you pump it. You know the little pumps that are on the cuffs
Mm-hmm.
to take your blood pressure.
Is it like a molly bolt for the butt?
Yeah, you pump it up. That sucker gets about as big as a soccer ball.
Wow.
Oh.
Who wants that in their butt?
You know, there you would be surprised.
Well, you know, we see, well, actually, we hear so much about emergency room situations where sex toys end up hopelessly lost. And do most of these toys for the butt have a rope around them to prevent that from people?
No, they have a base around them.
Oh, where it can't go any further.
Right.
Some people probably get carried away, though, and they even try to cram. What if I get the base in there?
Yeah.
When do you think Sherry might be in? It'd be nice to talk to her since she's the woman who's taking on this lawsuit because it means so much to her, personally and
I'm expecting
professionally.
her any moment.
Tell her we will get back to her.
Okay, and your names were?
It's Drew and Mike.
Drew and Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's your name?
My name is Ashley.
Well, listen, we sure appreciate all the information there, and you guys are fighting a good fight because it means so much to you, and I think that's great.
Yeah, because who's the guy behind this thing that decided to take it upon himself to rid the state of
Tom
this?
Butler, and I really think you guys need to give him a call.
You got to wonder if he's got a collection of butt plugs that would frighten anyone.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
you
But
really
they're
need
hung
to
up
call
on
him
it.
and find out.
You know, don't you suspect, ma'am? I'll bet you.
I betcha.
Because people
Along
like that.
with the sheep and goats.
Probably.
Well, we'll see what we can find out.
Okay, fellas.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Hey, thank y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow. Pretty wild. Isn't that wild? Such a fight. It would be Alabama. Wow, what an unsuspecting
Yeah, you would not
state.
expect Alabama to put up a fight, but that's you
great.
got to give them credit.
Absolutely. That's great. They're in danger of having their entire state represent sex toys. Get so much publicity.
Drew and Mike.
Hey guys, you're so funny. No matter how I'm feeling, I can always count on you guys to lighten me up.
On 101 WRIF. Riff. Rocks. On WRIF Detroit.
We're going to call down to a library in just a minute here to talk to somebody about what I think is one of the funniest tabloid stories I have ever read. We have a woman flipping out during menopause and becoming completely obsessed with, of all things, Charles Bronson. She dies, and even though she's never met Charles Bronson, she leaves $300,000 to him, all her money.
Incredible.
Her family.
That's a lot of money for her to have.
That's
by
a
the
lot
way.
of dough. Yeah, she worked for Kimberly Clark.
Oh, okay.
But her family didn't think she had any money, and they weren't even going to contest her. They had no interest in the will until they found out how much money it was.
Wasn't that funny?
Yeah.
No, I don't care. I forget it.
So they're
Oh,
raising
okay.
hell because they had hoped that Bronson would turn down the money, and they could accept it. But it turns out that in her will, she stipulates if Charles Bronson doesn't want the money, that it goes to this library we're about to call. And the library's delighted by this. And I see no indication that they have any plans to share it with anyone if Bronson should turn it down. But as of right now, Bronson wants the dough, I guess.
It sure
At least that's the
seems
way
like
I
it.
understand the story.
Sure looks that way.
This is, by the way, I think this may be in my top 5 funny tabloid stories of all time. Isn't this funny?
Well, it's
I was trying to think
really
of a funnier
amazing.
tabloid story, and it's hard to top Bruce Springsteen's baby taking a crap in the Beverly Hills Hotel pool.
Yeah, Frank
And there
Gifford was pretty damn
That was
funny.
good, yeah. There was, by the way, the Springsteen baby
Yeah.
story, there was an emergency call for a skimmer. There was. That was verified.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Frank Gifford's story's right up there.
yeah.
This isn't as newsworthy. This is just insidious.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, you know, the bong shots of Ryan O'Neal's kid and all
That's pretty good.
You know.
Yeah.
But a lot of those things are, you know, it's the photographs that make it. Just for content,
Yeah.
without photos necessarily. This is, who would think that I'll bet this family is so sick of Bronson they could puke because this woman was just so infatuated. as
Oh,
it
yeah,
was.
surely they hated him.
They're probably like, oh my God, if I hear Bronson, if one of those movies are on one more time, I'm going to puke. And then all of a sudden now, their whole life just is revolving around Bronson. Oh my God.
This will make, I think, the 3rd or 4th time we've ever had to utilize a library spokesperson on the show, too. The last time being when Dr. Disgusto had struck at Texas A&M.
Yep, that was pretty nice. That was pretty nice.
Was it in the elevator? Disgusto just went crazy in the elevator?
An elevator and then out onto the floor outside
Right.
the elevator.
And there were a
Totally.
few incidents. I think it was 2 or 3
yeah.
times in a week, and
Oh,
then,
yeah.
then he kind of cooled off.
You know-
Or that seemed to be his pattern.
You're waiting and waiting. Ding! Door opens. There's a load. Come on.
Hey, I'm told we have the phone number for the sister who is trying to get the money away from Charles Bronson now, too. She's going to have to fight this library also. So let's call the library first and see what's cooking with them, since they're second in line, and we're never going to talk to Bronson. And then maybe we'll try the sister after that.
Craig, you tell?
Yeah, Craig?
Yeah.
Hey, it's Drew and Mike calling on WRIF Radio. How you doing?
Fine.
We were calling about a story about Charles Bronson receiving the will from a young woman who I guess was possibly going to leave some to your library.
Miss Audrey Knauer, Knauer.
Right.
Left her estate to Charles Bronson and said in the will that anything that he didn't want could pass through to the Louisville Free Public Library.
Yeah.
And so how much has he decided he didn't want?
We haven't heard anything back from him yet.
No kidding. Are you expecting that maybe you will be a beneficiary somehow?
Well, we don't know. It's entirely up to Mr. Bronson.
Yeah.
That's really unusual because you would think that perhaps he would not accept the money, but I guess he has decided to accept some of it.
He has accepted some of it.
Oh boy.
Maybe more than some, maybe a lot. But you would just think with all of his money, he would just pass it on to a good cause, such as your installation there. You know.
Well, I think it'd be terrific if he wanted to. That'd be great.
Is he hurting for money? Do you have any idea?
I certainly don't know his financial circumstances.
How did you hear about that? You could be the next beneficiary in line. Did you get some type of documents?
Yes, the city law department received legal notification. And
is there anybody in communication with his agent or?
Well, the city through the law department has written a letter to Mr. Bronson. We haven't heard a response back.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
How long ago did you write the letter?
I don't know exactly. Just a minute. I can pull it out. Take a look at it.
Okay.
Giving you dead air time, I hope.
No. It's okay. It's a fascinating story.
That's a great story. I'm glad she thought enough of the library to include us right up there with the likes of Charles Bronson.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd do your library a lot of good.
Well, it's nearly $300,000, and I can tell you that would buy us about 15 or 20,000 books.
Wow.
Which is enough to stock a small branch library with brand new books. That amount of money would pay for our children's summer reading program 5 years in a row, and that's the way we reach 30,000 kids a year.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Well, he may be saying that amount of money will pay for me to spend the next 9 months in Maui. With the lifestyle that I'm accustomed to.
With that young babe.
With my young wife.
Yeah. Plus a tennis bracelet to boot. All diamonds.
If you say so.
Craig, while you're looking, now her sister apparently is not too pleased that Mr. Bronson and your library stand in front of her. Has she contacted you?
No, she hasn't. She hasn't contacted us at all except through her attorney. She filed a lawsuit naming Bronson and the library.
Wait, now how can you get sued? How can you possibly be sued for showing up in this girl's will?
Well, the lawsuit is aimed at the estate to keep the estate from being distributed, and it's the appropriate means.
But does that mean you have to retain some attorneys on, representing you and actually have to incur some expenses?
No, we're not incurring expenses.
That'd be ridiculous.
The city law department represents us, and basically the position is that unless Mr. Bronson decides to pass some of this through to the library, then the library doesn't have a position to represent here even.
Yeah.
Well, the thing that amazes me is I always thought when you died, the last decision you got to make in your life was, who gets my stuff? But it's just not true. If somebody seems to think that they ought to have your stuff, even though you didn't want them to, they can fight for it, and they'll have a case half the time.
And if nothing else, tie it up for God knows how long.
Well, we'll see what the courts decide, whether she has a case or not.
Yeah.
The city wrote to Mr. Bronson January 14th, and we haven't had a response back yet.
Did you send it certified mail so he signed for it, he got it?
Actually, it went to Mr. Bronson's post office box in Malibu, California.
Oh, he's got a P.O. box. Oh, man, you have to dig for it between the magazines, maybe.
I wouldn't paint him in too negative a light here. Mr. Bronson, there's an understandable reason for any delay here. His brother just died, and he was just down in Florida helping take care of his brother's arrangements. I think Mr. Bronson...
There's some more money, probably.
Mr. Bronson hasn't done anything here to cause this woman to leave him her estate.
He made some great movies, which she apparently enjoyed, and that's her decision. She can leave her money to the library or to a star or half and half or however it works out.
And so we're asking Mr. Bronson to let us know what his decision is, and perhaps he hasn't reached a decision yet.
Yeah, well, it's a tough call, but wow, that is really weird. Now, what the girl that left the money to Charles Bronson and possibly to your library, what was her connection to the library?
She was borrow her. She read books from the
Is that
library.
right?
Do you know her?
No.
Did you look up her card, her library card?
She was a library card holder from 1985. She died sometime in 1997. She was about 56 years old.
Anything interesting on her reading list?
We don't keep a reading list.
Oh, you don't?
On anybody.
Oh, no kidding.
You don't want to know if Clarence Thomas is taking out your XXX stuff?
Absolutely, we don't. Well, first, we don't have XXX stuff, and Clarence Thomas couldn't get a library card here. He doesn't live here.
Yeah, but you always have those artistic books.
Or you could buy them to get the money. Well, whatever.
Yeah,
okay.
It's nuts.
Hey, Craig. Well, listen. We hope that you get a little something here. It'd be nice. I mean, I'm always a big fan of libraries, and love to see you guys get something out of it.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Thanks a lot, Craig. Bye-bye. What a story.
I know it.
That's funny.
I know it.
I don't get the impression that Bronson or the library gives a flying you-know-what about her family.
Not at all.
And the guy's
Everybody
like,
just...
hey, I got 15,000 books.
I know, they've already mapped it out. That's 5 years of our children's summer reading class.
They've spent the money.
Oh, yeah. They've already they know exactly how many books they can get and, the whole bit.
But, I wouldn't be totally shocked if the guy said something like, well, if Mr. Bronson passes it along, I think we'll maybe pay for our kids' reading program for a couple of years and pass some along to the sister and the mother, whatnot,
No, sir.
No,
we're going to go full 5 years of summer reading. Blow every lesson.
And, again, I hate to keep overemphasizing it, but, you die, you leave your money somewhere, you made your mind up, you gave it some thought, but no.
Nope. You can thank the attorneys
Final's
for that.
not final.
No, sir.
It seems to me like a pretty solid will.
Yeah.
Bronson, if he doesn't want it, the library.
Yeah. Well, it's always that way. I mean, these wills can be so specific, and yet, by God, some attorney can go in there and to make a fast buck and just tie it all up and just create nothing but trouble. It's unbelievable.
Yep.
Nothing means anything anymore.
Anymore.
Oh, man, what a situation. Look how polite they have to be about Bronson, too. The gentleman is just thinking about it.
His brother just died.
Yeah.
Of course, the dollar signs went off in my head when I heard that. Oh, more money for Charles.
Yeah, right. He's down in Florida with his brother's death. And then
he's down in Florida to pick up another check.
Let me tell you what he's doing in Florida. He's on a jet ski with that hot blonde is what he's doing in Florida. Getting a little scoop.
On a gratis trip.
Oh, yeah. Maybe do a little scuba diving down in the Keys, baby.
Like, Charles, should I keep the jet ski for another hour? Oh, what the hell? It's on my brother. It's either on my brother or it's on, what's her face?
That crazy
Audrey Nauer.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Hey, keep it for the whole week so I don't have to keep going back and forth to get it.
You just see him like this, standing on the balcony of this gorgeous hotels with a palm tree swaying below and the lights flickering on the sidewalks, yelling, "Thank you, Audrey!" Wow. Jeez, hilarious.
Now this
And Mike. What a start.
Yes, indeed.
101 WRIF. The Riff. 101 WRIF. Detroit.
Anna?
Hi, Jason. It's Drew and Mike calling on WRIF Radio. How you doing?
Good.
As I told the person at the front desk, I don't know if you're aware of this story in Wisconsin where they are banning pornography in the prisons.
Uh-huh.
And the prisoners are fighting for the ban not to, at the very least, include National Geographic, and they're actually debating it.
Ah.
Referencing the nudity in the magazine, of all things.
Okay.
And this I know it sounds stupid. This is actually true, though, swear to God.
I just wanted to tell my story to somebody and make them aware of this at National. Do you still have occasional nudity in the magazine?
It's pretty rare. It's just more cultural accuracy.
Right.
So you don't have like some pictorial or something right smack in the middle of it.
How people live, and this is how people live.
You're not going to put bars on someone who actually lives in nature topless or
bottomless or both or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
But the only thing nudity you would see would be a topless woman.
Maybe
Actually, would there be anything beyond a topless woman?
As an editorial question, we probably have to go too editorial as far as future stories.
You probably there could probably be total nudity though, right? I mean,
if this is how people live, then this is how people live.
Yeah,
right,
yeah, there's total nudity.
So occasionally there might be a penis or whatever, what have you. Okay.
But there wouldn't be like a boner or anything like that.
I probably doubt it.
Yeah. It might be.
That might not make it by the editor. Hey, look, I know he lives that way, but he's fired up, okay?
He's enjoying that riverbed, something big. Oh, my goodness.
Well, that's, Jason, honestly, Mike and I were talking about this yesterday, and we both, the first exposure we ever had to female nudity was in National Geographic. Is that common?
Which was unfortunate because we thought they were all like that.
Yeah. A lot of people say that.
Oh, do they? So that's not uncommon.
Well, we get some responses to that in our research correspondence and things like that. That's true.
Well, what do people say about the nudity? Do they have a problem with it generally or no?
Not generally. I mean, because it's cultural accuracy.
Right.
This is just how people live.
Right.
And if they happen to live with no clothes, then they happen to live with no clothes.
It just kind of illustrates the effect of a lack of a bra all your life, and what can go terribly wrong.
But Jason, if there were an island called Lesbiteria, you probably wouldn't put something with a big pile of lesbians, would you?
I don't think.
Well, we wouldn't venture into that right now.
Yeah, right.
All right, now's the time to do it.
I guess so, with this Ellen thing.
Right.
Was that your first exposure to nudity?
I don't think so.
No.
Do you remember what it was?
You were one of the lucky ones.
I honestly don't remember.
You don't remember? Yeah. Oh, Jason, come on.
Go back.
Well, because National Geographic, it's such a legitimate coffee table kind of a magazine that naturally, kids go through it, and then you have, as you say, the cultural stuff, and then.
Well, Jason, I hope I don't end up talking to you at Hustler or something one of these days, and you hear this cultural accuracy term thrown around again.
Well, the odds are against that happening, I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't show any of them like next to a pottery wheel or anything, though, do you? like Ghost.
Apparently not.
Tell the editors to be careful about those shots.
Boy, now when's the last time you cracked a guy up at National Geographic?
How do you
That's
like
pretty
that?
Impressive.
I'm telling you.
That's right.
Well, Jason, will you spread the word over there?
I will do. In fact, I'm going to call my people right now and just see what's going on.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's honest to God truth.
Yeah, even though it sounds like this is all humorous, it was just having fun with it, obviously, but
Sure.
It really is a news. It seriously is. They reference the nudity in National Geographic,
Well,
which goes to show you how bad it can get in prison, but
that's true.
But nonetheless, yeah.
And keep up the cultural accuracy over there.
Thanks.
People do appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
You
All
have
right.
a good one, Jason.
Thanks, you too.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
see you.
Hey, they can rock and roll a little bit at
I guess they can.
at National G. They get wild at the Christmas parties,
Yeah.
showing those outtake negatives of guys with boners they can't put in the magazine. Here's a guy on the island
Some
of
guy polishing a stone with a boner.
here's a guy on the island of Bonaire. Oh, room just died.
Yeah. Here's some guy making an arrowhead. As you see, clearly has a giant boner. We couldn't print that, even though the arrowhead looked pretty nice.
How hard up are these prisoners? Come on.
They're hard up,
What
man.
is this guy? Hey, look. Hey, come on. I know I took out 7 people. All right, I can see you taking away Penthouse and Playboy, but, I mean, can't I just check out National Geographic? I mean, I was an outdoorsman. I used to bury people in shallow graves, all right?
Yeah. Everybody's passing around. They're like, hey, check the chick out in the canoe on page 39. Everybody looks at that. Hey, can I borrow that magazine for a little bit? Oh, my stomach. I'm dying here.
That's so grim.
Oh, man. Did you think somewhere along the line that guy was going to maybe hang up, offended?
I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I know.
He was laughing.
He was laughing. Once he cleared that boner joke, he was all right. And he cleared that dick joke, and he was off he went.
Oh, well, there's no way around it. I mean,
killing me.
We know what they're doing. They are being culturally accurate, but there's no way around it. There's nudity in their magazine.
That's right. Drew, isn't that a great way to put it? Culturally accurate. That's great, man.
Drew and Mike.
Now that's really stupid.
101 WRIF.